So let's expand on this a little bit. Now remember, I'll draw a line here. We had y is equal to x plus 1. So this is what we're working with. Now I want to mention something about this set of numbers that we plug in for x right here. So the set of numbers was n where we're using up here the natural numbers. And so in other words, I plug 1 in, and actually, did I make a mistake? I think, okay, I started with 0 here. If we're using the set of natural numbers, okay, remember the set of natural numbers is 1 through 1, right, to infinity, or 1 to n. We have to start with 1 here, not 0, okay. Unless we're defining it to be the whole numbers, then we would start with 0. But this set right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, this is known as the domain. Okay, so this set is the domain, and then this set over here, which was our output, so when we plugged 1 into here, we got 2 out. We plugged 2 in, we got 3 out. When we plugged 3 in, we got 4 out. When we plugged 4 in, we got 5 out, and you can go on with this. Alright, this is known as the range. This is known as the range. And so remember, we can write this as an ordered pair, 1, 2, okay, and so forth. 2, 3, alright. But now, you know, this section's about the inverse function, right? So the inverse of this, when we plug 2 in, we get 1 out, right? Remember, it gets flipped around here. So remember, this is x, y, and this down here becomes yx, okay? So when we flip 2, when we plug 2 into the inverse, we get 1 out. When we plug 3 in, we get 2 out. So you can see, you can just trace this right on back into this direction right here. Okay. Let's say I had something that looked like this. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, just some numbers here. And we had some guys over here. And this guy gets sent to this point. Okay, and when we plug 3 in, it also gets sent back to that point. Now if this is our function f, right, what about our inverse function? The inverse. Well, if we're at this point, which one of these are we going to use? Are we going to use this one, or are we going to use this one? Well, basically what this means is that this function here does not have an inverse. Alright, it does not have an inverse for this set, for this domain right here. Okay, this does not have, so no inverse. Because you can't have a point and get traced back to 2 different places, because that would be not a function, remember? That would be not a function. Okay, for something in your domain to get mapped back to 2 things in your range, that's not a function. Alright. So this is to kind of look at it, drawing a picture here of what we're talking about when we talk about domain and range. Now let's just go ahead, since all that's been taken care of, let's go ahead and work. Let me give you some problems here. For example, f of x is equal to 3x plus 1, and we want to find f inverse. Okay, we want to find the inverse of f.